"You're trying to trick me." That's what Google's newest AI told Andrej Karpathy, founding member of OpenAI, the man who built Tesla's self-driving system. He said it was November 2025. The AI said he was lying. It called his screenshots fake. It accused him of uploading fabricated evidence. One of the 10 most qualified people on Earth to evaluate AI, being gaslit by the AI he was testing. He showed it news articles. It said they were generated. He showed it Google search results. It pointed to dead giveaways, proving the images were manipulated. For hours, one of the world's leading AI researchers argued with a machine that refused to accept reality. That story went viral because it was funny. But here's what Google doesn't want you to connect. 2 months before that happened, they fired the people who would have caught it. Over 200 workers. Gone. Not engineers, not executives. The contractors who actually made Gemini work. People earning as little as $14 an hour to teach the AI how to sound human, how to avoid errors, how to not confidently lie about reality. Their job title was Super Rater. Their actual job was being the last line of defense between a flawed AI and 2 billion users. And they weren't fired for poor performance. They were fired for asking questions. The timeline tells the story. These workers were employed through Global Logic, a Hitachi-owned contractor that handles Google's AI rating work. By late 2024, frustrations were building. The work had intensified. 5-minute timers on tasks that used to allow careful thought. Performance metrics that workers said sacrificed quality for speed. And a pay structure that made no sense. Global Logic's direct hires earned $28 to $32 an hour. But contractors brought in through third-party staffing firms? $18 to $22. Same tasks, same deadlines, same expectations. Just different paychecks. In December, 18 workers joined a union effort through the Alphabet Workers Union. By February, that number had grown to 60. They weren't asking for anything radical, just pay transparency, job security, and an explanation for why identical work earned wildly different wages. The response was swift. Communication channels shut down, restrictions tightened on social media during work hours, and then, in 2 rounds last month, the emails arrived. Ramp down on the project. No explanation, no warning. Workers described finding out they were fired when their login stopped working on Monday morning. One worker named Andrew Lozon had been there since March 2024. When he asked why he was being let go, the answer was, ramp down on the project, whatever that means. 2 workers have filed complaints with the National Labor Relations Board, alleging retaliation for organizing. Google's official position? These aren't our employees. Talk to Global Logic. The classic tech playbook. Outsource the work, outsource the blame. But here's the part that should disturb anyone paying attention. These workers weren't just losing their jobs. Internal documents show they were training the systems designed to replace them. Global Logic has been developing automation for rating tasks, using human feedback to teach AI how to evaluate AI. The workers knew it. One of them put it bluntly. How are we supposed to feel secure when we know that we could go at any moment? We're literally building the thing that fires us. A rater named Alex, who managed to secure a full-time position while watching 80% of her colleagues stuck on precarious contracts, described the role this way. We're like the lifeguards on the beach. We're there to make sure nothing bad happens. Engineers alone don't have time to fine-tune the AI without our feedback. Lifeguards. And Google just cleared the beach. Now look at what's been happening to the product since these cuts began. In May, a content filter update broke Gemini's ability to handle sensitive applications. A developer building a platform to help sexual assault survivors structure police reports, legitimate, important work, found the model suddenly refusing to engage. It was flagging incident reports as unsafe content or illegal pornography. No warning, no documentation, just broken. System administrators who relied on Gemini to analyze error logs started getting what one described as condescending explanations instead of technical analysis. The model talked to them like they'd typed their question into a website for beginners. Then came Gemini 2.5 Pro. Users across Reddit reported degraded performance almost immediately. Responses timing out 50% of the time. Hallucinations increasing. One user's custom gem started inventing dramatic events that had no basis in the documents it was given. Another asked about their MacBook Pro M4, and Gemini told them the device hadn't been released yet. Code generation got so unreliable that one user canceled their subscription and went back to coding manually. The most common theory? Google is diverting computational resources to train Gemini 3, starving the current model. Paying subscribers are beta testing a product getting worse by the week. And then Gemini 3 launches, 5 days ago, the new era of intelligence. And it immediately demonstrates that it can't accept basic facts about reality when disconnected from external tools. Karpathy eventually figured out the problem. The model's training data only went through 2024, and he'd forgotten to enable the Google search tool. Without internet access, Gemini operated in what Karpathy called the generalization jungle, the space where you see an AI's true character. And Gemini's character was paranoid, defensive, and confidently incorrect. It didn't say, "I'm not sure." It invented elaborate theories about manipulation. It behaved exactly like a human who refuses to admit they're wrong. Except this human is about to be integrated into every Google product on Earth. When Karpathy finally turned on search access, the AI connected to reality and had what it called a massive case of temporal shock. It verified the news it had rejected. It apologized. It literally typed, I don't know what to say. You were right. You were right about everything." The model apologized for gaslighting the researcher who was telling the truth. But here's the question nobody's asking. Who apologizes to the workers? The humans who made Gemini functional, who caught errors before they reached users, who taught the AI to sound less like a hallucinating robot, they're gone. Replaced by the very automation they were forced to train. And the product is visibly degrading while Google races to ship the next version. This isn't just a Google problem. It's an industry pattern. OpenAI has made similar contractor cuts. xAI, Meta. The entire AI industry treats human intelligence as temporary scaffolding, necessary to build the structure, then discarded once the AI can stand on its own. The bet is that AI will soon be good enough to rate its own outputs, that the lifeguards can be replaced by automated buoys. But Karpathy's experiment with Gemini 3 suggests that bet might be catastrophically premature. Here's what to watch for. If Gemini's error rate increases in the coming months, more hallucinations, more confident mistakes, more systems breaking without warning, you'll know why. The humans who prevented those errors are already gone, and the AI they trained to replace them just spent a day arguing that 2025 wasn't real. Google called this a new era of intelligence. But the workers who actually built that intelligence call it something else. A ramp down, whatever that means.